guys? This is Anttoni Lopez, CEO of Alpha Cosmetics, and you're watching Sophisticated Minds.
What's going on, everyone? It's Legend in 2 Games, repping for Sophisticated Minds, and today we bring you a very special interview, one that I've been excited to do. And because of my excitement, we had to bring out Leanne Real Gold. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to RTS Media. This young man right here, Tony, Alpha Male Cosmetics. Tell the people a little bit about yourself and let them know what we're going to talk about today.
Hey people, what's up? Tony again. I am the co-founder of Alpha Male Cosmetics. It's the first full line of makeup for men. Yeah, men. Yeah. So I'm excited to talk about it. It's just something that's it's a topic that's hot on the market right now, so we need to discuss it.
Absolutely. Now, people that have been tuning in, obviously, you know, I normally do the interviews, and that's why we brought Leanne in, because we had to ambush you, male and female perspective.
The ambush, yeah.
So, male cosmetic line. Tell us a little bit about the inspiration.
So I used to model back in the day, and I used to do Fashion Week, and they would put like CoverGirl on me and Revlon, and I was like, what the? Like, I'm not a cover girl, like what? And then one day I broke out, like hives, and like it was bad for like a year. So I couldn't model, so I lost work, lost money. And I was like, there's nothing on the market for men. I was probably like 21 years old, right? Then I did research, couldn't find anything for men, and I decided that I should be the first one to actually do something about it. And I did. And that's why we're here.
Wow.
Crazy, right?
So you thought of the idea at 21 because you couldn't find anything.
Mm-hmm.
What was your first steps? Because that's a little scary.
It was hella scary. First steps, I mean, I didn't know a lot about makeup, right? I was just a model.
Right.
But every time I saw makeup as a kid, I was like, wow, these like actresses are beautiful, right? Because it was like, these are like people that you're never gonna see in your life. So I had to do research. So I went on Google and started researching like makeup and products and beauty products and skincare, and men and women and just everything that you could possibly do. And then it took me 2 years to actually do a lot of research, put everything together. And then the next step was like actually finding a company to formulate the product. And that was the hardest part. Yeah.
Now, how far back was this an idea before you actually put it in motion?
So I'm 32, so I started when I was 21. So what is that, like 10 years, 9 years?
9 years.
Yeah, 9 years.
Well, actually 11, the math is off.
Well, yeah, the math is off, that's fine. I had a drink before this, so it's fine. But no, I definitely, it took that amount of time to actually think about it, and fear is what kept me from moving forward, which keeps everyone from doing shit in life. So after I did my research for the 2 years, I just sat there and I was just like, okay, well, you know, I don't think this is gonna be big, right? Doubt and fear. And I just left it alone until about 4 years ago.
Wow. Now, let's touch on the fear.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh, fear.
Give us a little bit about your background. I want you to talk about your background before we start presenting the questions here.
So I was born and raised in the Bronx.
Okay.
So I'm the oldest out of 7. You know, and growing up in a very hood area, you know, I can use that slang, you know, having to pretend to be someone else, you know, having to put up this facade just to protect myself, protect my family. You know, as a kid, you're growing up and you're trying to figure yourself out, right? And that's what I was doing. So just being that person who was afraid to be themselves is why I was afraid to actually do what I wanted to do. So yeah, that's basically my like standpoint of like where I grew up. Plus I literally had to see people get shot in front of me. Like that's how crazy you know, so ain't nobody wearing makeup in the hood. Or ain't nobody a model, ain't nobody acting. So I'm like, you know what, I'm just gonna just pause and wait till I leave. And that's what I did, so.
Now, you talk about, obviously, anyone who's ever tried to become an entrepreneur, they know the hurdles, as you mentioned, the fear. But you have additional hurdles, like you said. Talk about some of your support, family, friends, those that really pushed you and encouraged the alpha male cosmetics line?
So before this, like, okay, so I was always the person to say I have to do better, right? So think about it in this aspect. Like growing up in the 90s was so different now, like so different. Like my mom, like she had 7 kids, and then my dad was working, and they were making like a little bit of money. Then I had to get a job to support, so it wasn't about me. I had to go to school, and at that point it was more or less like, okay, I need to start doing stuff for me. So there was always a time where I would be like, okay, I started off dancing, believe it or not,
okay.
Which is crazy. I was probably like 7 or 8, and I was like, I like dancing, I'm gonna do dancing. And then I went to school for that, and then my family was supportive, but I didn't talk to my dad for about like 7 years. He was very non-supportive. My brothers were a little apprehensive, so my mom was literally the rock for me. But now everything's different, so yeah.
Not everybody's on the bandwagon, right?
Everybody's on a bandwagon. Everyone's supportive. I don't know. I don't think I have ever had, like most people do, and most people hate the fact that they don't, but I have a family who's like so supportive.
Right.
Like they don't care who I'm with. They just worried about if I'm happy and if I'm doing what I got to do, right? But yeah, it feels good to be blessed in that aspect. So yeah.
Now, is this one of those things that you can look back and say, I would at least expected me, out of all people, to be doing a makeup line?
Never in a million years. Nope. Never in a million. I've never, ever thought that I would actually do something catered to a man. I thought somebody would have came up with that a long time ago, right? I've seen companies that have tried, but it's really hard to actually do stuff for guys. But this is probably my second business.
Right.
So I just was like, you know what? I'm just gonna go for it and do it. Scared as shit, but I was like, I'm gonna do it.
It's okay.
Yeah.
What do you see like are the differences, especially with your research? You talk a lot about research. Now you found the differences between male skin and female skin.
Yes.
What do they need to know about the difference?
So we touch on a lot of aspects of soft skin and tough skin. So men, we have more rough skin, right? We have facial hair, razor bumps, cracks, and we don't put lotion on our face. Women more cater to taking care of themselves, right? So they have softer skin. They don't have, well, if they have facial hair, you might want to go check that out. But
there's a couple of y'all.
If they don't, but essentially, if you touch a man's skin, you can feel the difference from touching a woman's skin. So I wanted to do something where it's catered to the tough and rough of a man, but still able to give him a sense of handsome.
Nice.
Right?
Which
Yes.
leads to the hashtag, which I think is amazing. It's genius hashtag. Tell the people what the hashtag is.
So the hashtag is enhance your handsome, right? So it's so funny. So the line wasn't even called Alpha Male.
Okay.
The line was actually called Pretty Boy, right? And this was like 4 years ago.
Okay.
So I was sitting on my bed, and I'm like, pretty boy, I could probably get away with that, but ain't no man gonna put on no pretty boy. Like, So I was sitting on bed, I was watching like National Geographic, which is so funny, and I was watching this like thing about wolves, right? And then it was like pack and alpha, and I was like, wait, like the man is the leader. I'm like, wait, as a man, you're born to lead. Like you're taught you need to be the man of the household, take care of the person that you're with, your kids, blah, blah, blah. And it hit me. I was like, alpha male. I think men will like that. And that's where the name came about.
Absolutely. The name is dope.
Yeah.
The name is dope. So now we get to the point, like you said, you know this is what you want to do. Mm-hmm. You know the direction you want to go. Mm-hmm. Now let's talk about some of the sacrifices to make it happen now.
Whew. Man. So I've been sitting on this for about a year and a half. And the reason was doubt and being afraid, like, okay, I got to spend money to make money, or what are the people going to think? Are people going to take to it? It's going to be controversial, which is great. Controversial makes you more famous. I learned that. But then I'm like, I don't want to do it for the money. I don't want to do it for the fame. I actually want to do it to make a difference. Mm-hmm. And I was like, you know what? I have a day job. So I was like, I'm going to work my ass off at my day job, make money, and then put all that money into this launch. And 10 G's later,
Wow.
It is here. But it's been successful. It's been like, going, and like I was telling him earlier, it's just crazy, like the way the masses are being responsive, especially the guys. But yeah, that's the sacrifice. I had to spend that money in order for it to be right here.
And it's water-based, organic.
Water-based, organic. It's smooth on the skin. This is more like a lotion here. So if you like on the go, the BB cream, you literally just squeeze it, rub, and boom. This is like more primer, so it's before you put on the makeup, so it makes it not stick to your skin. Concealer under the eyes if you guys smoke. You got a razor balm.
We got a fan.
If you
we got a fan.
Under the eyes, and then of course.
Hold on, let's slow it down for the people. Right, so this over here, this your lotion.
Like a lotion. Every day,
This
BB
your
cream.
everyday.
Yeah.
Fellas, y'all walking around looking ashy. Got that little bit of crust in the corner. You be putting that on.
Wash your face first.
Wash your face first.
Put this on. It'll make you look like fresh. Yeah.
All right. So now, what's this right here?
That's foundation. So this is liquid foundation.
Okay.
This goes on after the primer.
Okay.
So primer first.
So primer goes on first, smooths out the skin. It makes sure that the makeup doesn't get into your pores.
Okay.
Then you put this on, right? That's your base cover, which is what you see here. And then concealer under the eyes. This is a liquid concealer, which goes after this, because what this does, it gives you that sense of freshness, like you just woke up and got like 10 hours of sleep, which most people do. So it takes away those bags. And then the powder, which is setting, which is just basically giving you more like a glow.
All right.
So enhancing your features without making you look like a girl.
Now, we got to take it to the Bronx now.
Take it to the
I'm
Bronx.
from the Bronx.
Take it to the
You're
Bronx.
from Brooklyn. Now, a guy like myself, an everyday guy, right? We may see all this and get a little intimidated, like I can't do all that.
Yeah.
That's a process.
Yeah.
What would you say to that? What's your response?
You know what's funny? That's been the actual.
Okay.
That's been the actual feedback that I've been getting from a lot of guys, and most guys, again, we're taught that being extra sexy or wearing makeup or getting a cut every 4 days is super feminine, right? So growing up in the Bronx, like I said, I'm not taught to be pretty. Like I'm not taught to be a handsome guy. I'm taught to go to school, take care of your family, get a job, and then move out. That's it. So what I've learned is after the launch, majority of the men were like attorneys and doctors, and these are like people that have never said, I'm not gonna wear makeup. Like I don't need to do that. I did it before and after, and the only reason why they bought the product is because they look exactly like they did before they put it on.
Yeah, so you're wearing like a full face right now?
I'm wearing a full face.
You like look like you don't even have anything on.
I look like clean, and I slept for like 3 days.
That's
But
beautiful.
the whole concept, like think about makeup in general, right? You're a girl, right? You're a guy. When you see girls and they get their makeup done and they take it off, they look like a completely different person.
Most of the time, yes.
If I take this off, I look like myself.
Yes.
Just a little bit more white. Just a little bit more white because I'm not tan. But overall, like the concept was, and this is where the hashtag comes in, making sure that I'm not emasculating a man. Right? I don't want to emasculate a man. We guys, right? Putting something on the table that says, look, you a dude, you should actually go out and feel good. An event, corporate event, a wedding, a birthday, it doesn't matter, right? Make sure that you are stepping out to look good for you. Fuck what everybody else say. Sorry, I have to say it like that. But at the end of the day, this is about you, right? That's why it's called alpha male, because it's about the guy, And I think women, your girl, would agree that sometimes they want their guy to look good too, right? So if it's
they
right.
want to look crusty and active.
So
Yes.
and that's why that's why I was like, you know what, enhance your handsome. It doesn't scare the guy. It just says, okay, it's just me, just a better version of me.
Okay.
Now with that, my biggest question for you, because like you said, I'm a woman, and on set you get these pounds and pounds of CoverGirl, you get these pounds of makeup, you have these makeup artists who just see your skin and like, yay, and they just layer it on. Are you ever going to look into maybe making a female line as well?
So, yes, this is actually, like I said, my 9th interview, and I've actually have told everyone that I am. I'm doing, so you know how like lines introduce different new things with celebrities when they do something. So I'm actually going to introduce, it's going to say alpha male introducing, and then I'm going to call it beta. So beta is the woman leader in a pack.
Okay.
So a beta lipstick, right? Or a beta foundation, which then it becomes a more boyfriend and girlfriend, husband and wife kind of thing.
Collective.
Exactly. But
Now,
we're going to focus on this one first.
absolutely. Alpha male. It's all
Alpha
about
male first, yeah.
Now, what about that? You touched on it too. Obviously, male skin is much rougher. But then you also have the males. You have a lovely beard. I can't grow mine in like that.
Yeah, I
So
know.
how does that play into it as well? You know, men who are a little more hairier than others.
So I do have a beard pencil. I just didn't bring it with me. Basically, it'll allow you to like pencil in the beard. But
Like
most
eyebrows.
people, or eyebrows, but most people think that because you have a beard, you're supposed to put makeup on the beard, but you're not. So
Well, that's what I'm at.
yeah. No, right, yeah. I'm actually gonna start doing tutorials, so you'll be able to see that. I'm actually working on that. But majority of the makeup goes up, right? Not on the hair, and then underneath. So the beard and the eyebrows are good to go. So I'm gonna start doing stuff so you guys can actually see what everything's supposed to look like.
So we definitely look forward to that. Now, right? Again, from a male perspective, I go out. Let's say I got the products on, the alpha male products, right? Mm-hmm. And I'm drinking with my fellas. Then I get home and I just go to sleep. Am I gonna wake up the next day and my face? How's that work too? Again,
Good question.
We want to know, like,
Yeah,
because
good
like you said, most
question.
women, we see ladies go in the bathroom and clean your face off.
Well, I don't know why a man wouldn't go and take a shower before bed, but it does.
Listen,
Not me, but
Listen, there's fellas out here that's like, look, I'm just crashing.
Maybe, well, I see what you're saying, because men aren't used to it. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Especially, let's say he's doing it for 3 months. Even after 3 months, as a man, you're not going to be used to, okay, I'm out right now with my boys and we drinking.
Exactly.
But let me make sure my foundation is still on.
We don't.
I love it. No, so because it's a water base, the makeup doesn't actually run off. So you can sweat, you can be in the club, you can reach.
Oh, crazy in the club. And
Yeah.
you're still good.
You good.
Still glowing.
So this is like an all-purpose thing.
I made it so that it's where you don't even have to worry about that you have it on, right? You can wear all white, party, and you good, So I'm introducing some like new stuff to, like people think that this is like the product, but I'm still working to do a better product than this. So it's still consistent, like going. But yeah, no. For drunk people like you who just want to go home and get into bed,
Just like me.
I'm actually going to tell you.
That's
So
what it turned into now.
I've done it. I'm not even gonna lie. I've gone out. I did. Okay, so I've done it.
Okay.
And I wake up and I still look like so good. Like my makeup is not on my pillow, nothing. Like it's just like good. Right? And again, most people don't notice that they have it on because all it's doing is just enhancing you. So you look in the mirror, you're like, damn, I look good. You don't even think that you have the product on.
So
like it's not cakey. It's not like, you know how girls be itching or like patting. Like you don't need to do any of that.
Yeah, because I'm not a fan of the makeup sorcery that some people subscribe to. I'm not a fan of that.
Yeah.
So it's an all-natural look.
That's the whole purpose of alpha male.
Now, you're big on, like I said, you're big on research, and I really appreciate that because as a brand, you're looking to just enhance your product and, have people relate to what they want. But I feel like the biggest thing between men and women is we overdo everything. Men are very practical. In your discovery, in your planning stages, did you ever feel like you were doing too much for a man?
That's a great question. Oh, okay. I've never been asked that, but that's actually really good. So think about it this way. Like, women have everything, right? They get new shoes and so much clothes, like the department stores.
Correct.
Little tiny men section, 3 or 4 floors of women, right? So it wasn't more or less like, why am I doing this? It was more or less like I need to, because I don't feel like there's anything Like men don't have it all. Like we don't have the best clothes, the best shoes. Like we're limited to like Jordans, Nikes, you know, now we got some like Aldo shoes or Louboutins, like, but it's kind of like the whole aspect of it is just, it's just making it more for the guy, because I feel like we don't have anything out there. No one's catering to us. Like no one. Like I can be like, hey, Marc Jacobs, like, what's up? Nope, I only got a little concealer, right? No one's catering to me or who I am, my skin. And I was like, you know, I need to break that stereotype.
Right.
Yeah, so that's why I did it.
Nice.
It's super dope.
Yeah, I agree.
Like I said, you've piqued my interest. I'm not sure I'm ready to take that dive yet, but I definitely.
I think you're ready for the BB cream.
Maybe the lotion.
Yeah.
Maybe the lotion. All right, maybe the lotion.
So what I'll do is when I have the pop-up shop,
Okay.
I'll definitely invite you, coming soon. I'll definitely invite you guys.
Okay.
Everyone's gonna be doing before and afters, and then you get to see exactly what I'm talking about, because you're the kind of guy that I'm trying to target.
Nice.
The everyday guy, the guy that's like, oh no, you know.
Right.
Just the guy that's like, yeah, let me just get a haircut and
Yeah.
put some lotion on.
But you know what's funny? Funny story.
Yeah.
The funny story about this is that the reason actually why I really decided to push it. So one of my brothers was actually staying with me, and he's a hood booger, like a straight up
So
hood.
you beat me to the point. I was
Smoke weed every day, like pants down, like he get a haircut like once a month, you know. And one day I woke up and my makeup was on this was on the actual counter in the bathroom, and I was like, I didn't go out, like I didn't use this. And I texted him, I was like, yo, like use my makeup. He was like, yo, this shit is dope. It covered up the dark circles. He was like, they don't even know I'm high. I'm like, ding ding, there it is. That was the moment where I was like, there it is. Because most guys don't want to go to work looking high. And what that did was just made him look like he was like awake, like not even high. Mm-hmm. So yeah, that's what actually pushed me, my brother who smokes weed. But yeah.
Thank you.
Thanks, Lewis.
It all comes back to the weed. It all comes back to the weed.
Right, exactly. right.
Now, after years of sacrifice, obviously the pop-up shop coming soon, Sophisticated Minds will be there. But you recently had the launch.
Oh.
Talk about the launch, the preparation of the launch, and then the response as well.
See, I'm sweating because
It isn't going anywhere.
it ain't going nowhere though. It ain't going nowhere. I'm just hot.
There you go.
4 months. It took me 4 months to actually put the actual event together, and I had to find a venue. I had to get a step and repeat. I had to get a red carpet. I had to get photographers. I had to order probably like $2,000 worth of product, right? I had to get balloons and a guest list and champagne, and it was crazy because I'm like, I'm working my ass off and just money's just going out. Like my credit card is being swiped and swiped and swiped, and like, oh my God, like I could be getting another pair of red bottoms right now. Like, what are you doing? But I'm like, you know what? It's gonna be worth it. And so what I did was January, I was like, I'm gonna do it. February, I actually was like, you know what? I picked a date in March, and I was like, I don't think that's enough time. A month is not enough time to actually really do it. So I was like, okay, April. I'm gonna do it in April 21st. I literally found a venue, set the date, and paid for it, so I know that I can't not, like, no backtracking, because they're gonna take my money. So I was like, I paid $1,200. I'm like, I ain't gonna. So I was like, you know what? And then from there, I did a guest list. I started doing an email blast, and people started RSVPing, and it was like more guys than girls, and I was like, oh wow. Yeah, and then April 21st came, and I was like so scared. I was scared because I was like, press is gonna be there. Like I have friends who are in the industry that are gonna be there. Makeup artists, like what are they gonna think? Honestly, it was the best thing that ever happened. Like the launch was smooth, everyone had fun. I did before and afters. I sold all the product that I bought, and excuse me, it was just like, okay, I got something going. How do I keep it going? And that's why I'm here.
Nice. Now, do you feel like you have an upper hand because, yes, you are starting something new that even like you said, Marc Jacobs cannot compete with. You know, these people have too much money to focus on what people really like, what people really care about. Do you feel like, cockiness aside, Do you feel like you have like an upper hand in this industry now? Because you're in the makeup industry, no matter if it's for male, female, you've broken into it, you're well adjusted. What do you feel like your upper hand is?
So there are lines out there with 1 or 2 products.
Okay.
Different lines, but not a full line. So my line is actually the first full line of makeup for guys, excuse me. So I feel like on that aspect, I have the upper hand, right? So with them, they might do a commercial once a year, right? With me, it's about promoting every single day, like making sure that it's like no sleep involved, like making sure that the guy is constantly seeing it. So what I'm doing is just I'm spreading the word. I'm making sure that my makeup artists who I know who are in the industry are spreading the word, friends, things like that. But honestly, I have this trademark, so no one can buy the name. I have an attorney, so I'm good. So ain't nobody gonna take this from me. But I think where I'm at now, there's no competition at all.
That's what I like to hear.
At all.
So this is the GOAT of the makeup industry.
There you go.
If you haven't met him already.
No, I feel like so with doubt, think about doubt. Like as a kid, I had doubt and fear, and I feel like if you live in that negative aspect, all that's gonna come to you is negative. If you put yourself on a pedestal where you're confident, you have this sense of positivity, that's all you're gonna get. So I've been like confident and positive since I decided to do the launch. Everything is just coming my way.
How many women have come to you and said, I want to get this for my man, my boyfriend, my husband, but I don't know how to introduce it to him, where he would be comfortable with it?
So majority of my sales have been from women buying it for their men. And they're looking at just before and after videos. So it's more or less like having the conversation with your partner.
Right.
Like you can't just say, yo, I just bought you a concealer, like use it. It's more or less you can't do that. It's more or less like, hey babe, I know that you take care of yourself. I feel like, there's this new product on the market. It's called Alpha Male. Like, I think when we go out to like events, you would look good in this. Would you like to try it? Get him to want to try it. Don't force it on him. Like,
so can you like teach a class for us women?
yeah. So, no. I think the reason why, and it goes back to what I was saying, the reason why it's hard is because of what society puts out there. A little kid growing up, well, now they're gonna see, which let me not say hate, which I dislike the fact that CoverGirl has a boy who wears makeup. Like that is not.
It's not it.
That's not it. Like
I know where we're going.
CoverGirl,
Right.
but why he look like a girl? Why he has contour and lipstick? Like, don't get me wrong. Shout out to everyone who wants to do the makeup thing, but as a man, I want to feel like a man, right? I don't want CoverGirl having to tell me, hey, put on CoverGirl to wear makeup, right? But for me, it's more or less like I'm taking steps to make sure that, the women are more involved in making their men wanting to look better.
Right.
That's it. It's real simple. Like, if I look good, why can't my man look good?
Right.
Which is why your wife was probably asking a lot of
My
questions.
wife.
Yes.
Shout out to Sasha, the artistry.
It doesn't count though, because she beats faces. She beats.
Why doesn't she count? She has a man.
But like, come on. If your girl is like amazing makeup artist and comes to you like, hey babe, here's some BB cream, he gonna be like, girl, I don't wear BB cream.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, we've had this discussion.
Exactly. But think about how you just said it, right? If your girl comes up to you and say, hey, here's this BB cream, that's not introducing. That's not saying, hey, do you want to? You're not giving him the option.
You're forcing it on
You're
me.
forcing it.
And I'm told what
Exactly.
They tell me when I need to do it.
Exactly. So my step is to just have a conversation. So I'm having the conversation now, saying, guys, like it's okay. We scared, but it's okay, because at the end of the day, if you could look like this every single day, trust me, you won't have a problem.
Now, what you're doing is, and again, this is why I was so excited to meet you. We have a generation before us that this is taboo. Like, they would not even want to have this
They wouldn't
discussion.
even want to talk.
You really have the opportunity to break the mold and really change the thought process amongst men.
Yep.
Is that something you think about as well?
Every day.
Okay.
Every day. I think about the fact that, so the generation that I'm in now, Okay. And then the
It's still
generation,
tough, yeah.
it's still tough, but the generation is coming up. I mean, you have 8-year-olds fucking wearing makeup. Like that to me is insane. Like I seen a video the other day of like a 10-year-old who does makeup like professionally.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you're wearing lipstick? Cool.
Right.
Okay, cool. But where I want to push is the people before me. Like my dad, right? My dad is like true Puerto Rican. Like he don't, this man don't even like wearing slacks, okay? So my thing is like for him, and it's so funny because me and my dad didn't talk for a long time, right? And it was just based on he didn't know exactly how to deal with me being who I am and him being like this macho Puerto Rican and me having his name. He was just so confused. So we just decided just let it be. And now we're like best friends. I love that man. And he's like super supportive. So when I told my mom about the event, I totally forgot to tell him, but I knew she was gonna bring him. And he was like, hey, I wanna get a suit. Like, let's go get shoes. I gotta get a cut. And I was just like, that's good. And then when I saw him, this look of sense of, that's my son. You know, I was on the red carpet, but I could see him. He didn't know I could see him. And I just saw him smiling. And I was like, I'm going to get you, boy. I'm going to get you. And I did the before and after. And he was like, wow, this is crazy. But yeah, I think that market right there is where, honestly, the bulk of the money is. Because the young ones, they're going to buy it. We already know the makeup artist going to buy it. We already know the LGBT community is going to buy it. I want the straight guy. I want the everyday guy that's going to be like, you know. But I'm not saying where you just chilling on the step in the summer, you know, have a ginger ale coat, like smoking a bogey. Nah, we're not saying that. But this is more like, you know, if you want to look better for like, everyday life as a career person or like an event, a birthday party, things like that. Yeah.
That's beautiful. Now, one thing I also know the difference between men and women is with women, especially with makeup artists. You ask a girl, where'd you get her shoes? She's not going to tell you. Mm-hmm. She's not going to tell you. She's going to act like they're $100, $20. She's going to put you onto her spot.
Yep.
But with men, have you seen a difference in, I would say, maybe the peer-to-peer reviews and stuff like that?
You know what? No. Because remember, men don't have a lot. So
That's true.
you like, where you got them Jordans? Oh, 3rd Avenue, 149? I bet. Yeah, they had them? I bet. Let me call the store. Yo, you got my size? I bet. I'm coming. Like, that's how it is for us. Okay. Like, guys, I've never, like, my brothers, they're like, they always be like, where you get them shoes? I'm like, this is where I got them. This is the price. Because that's just men. Women, y'all a little feisty. Yeah. Y'all want to have the best and be the first ones and
be the only ones.
And I'm like, for us, it's like, all right, well, those are white ups. Oh, those Tims came out. I bet. Like that's what it is for us. I don't feel like we have to compete with each other only because it's, you know what, I'm gonna say it. It's a sense of respect. Like men, we respect each other. Right. Women are so catty, right? Only because they want to be the number one, you know? We don't feel like that. We're like, I don't need to be number one. Like, I got a wife, I got kids, like, I look good, like, you know, I got friends, I don't,
but
you know.
But you can look better.
Well, exactly. There you go. Exactly. No, but yeah, I don't think there's any sense of like, the peer-to-peer, like, my response has been like, I see guys that are like, hey, go get this, or tweet this, or Facebook this, and Instagram. I'm like, this man is like 50 years old and he's actually telling people to get makeup. That's crazy. That's amazing. That's the conversation. Right. And I'm like, oh yes, this is about to be bigger and better. And the controversial part to me is going to be the best part because it's the conversation that we're having. So,
has there been? You talked about your brother and him just surprising you by using the product. Has there been anyone, we ain't got to name names, but there's been somebody that you were like, I would have never thought in a million years you would use this?
Yes.
Yeah?
A couple of people actually. Yeah. Like, I'm talking about like DMX type dudes. Like, no, you know what's funny? It's just people that I've known since like I was a kid. Mm-hmm. I just had a conversation with them and I'm like, look, try it out. If you don't like it, then you don't like it. But after trying it, it's something that happens to a guy. Like I have to tell you this. So, and as a guy, like we're already confident, right? we already confident. But when we get a haircut, ooh, we be feeling sexy, and right? We get that sense of wow, just like you girls, when you get your hair done, your nails done, your makeup, you got them shoes, you feel good, right? So with men, it's the same way. Like what I've seen is these are guys, like, okay, example. So I had a macaroon company, Sweet Abigail, shout out to you guys. They came to my event and they catered my whole event. Beautiful, beautiful. This guy was like, oh, I don't, like older guy, I don't like product, I will never wear makeup. I was like, okay, cool. Did it before and after. I kid you not, the confidence on this man's face made me feel like I've accomplished 10 times more. He came to me, he was like, yo, I gotta get this, my wife loves this, I look good. And then a week later, he texted me, he was like, I'm going to this event, I'm wearing your product. And I was like, that is the conversation right there. Like, the confidence level went from like maybe a 3 to like a 20, all because of a little bit of makeup.
Just a little bit of makeup.
You know what I'm saying? So for you, it's gonna be something where it's like, what? This is crazy.
But we're gonna try it out.
Nah, you know. But no, that's
with the lotion. I'm gonna say that. We go with the lotion.
But that's the thing. That's the thing. It's all about taking that step to say, you know what? Why not? You know, if you don't like it, that's it. You don't have to wear it. But if you like it, you like, oh wow, okay. I got a fresh cut and I look this good. I bet. Let's go. Right? You calling your boys like, yo, we out.
That's a great point though, like you said, because men gain that confidence from getting that fresh cut, fresh lineup.
Yeah.
Is this something you're looking to incorporate with that lifestyle of
exactly
barbershop, and you get a nice little touch up?
You know what's funny? That's where I'm going focus. Like the focus is going into these like barbershops. You know, now in barbershops, you getting wax and you getting sprayed cuts and like that to me is a sign of we're moving in the next direction, for men to look better. That right there is a sense of, okay, let's get you all done up and then put a little alpha on you and then you're good to go, right? But no, yeah, that's another, you taking all my ideas out. That's another idea that I'm actually working on because it just makes sense in that aspect.
Now I have a really controversial question. We talked about the LGBTQA. That's like adding on, so I'm trying to get all
it's everything.
I saw some new letters they got put on.
Yeah.
Excuse me. I had to text my wife like, what
which one is
Yeah.
What's that?
There's a lot going on.
Now there's a lot going on. And you did touch on your opinion about, you know, the little babies wearing makeup.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? There is a time for certain things. Now, for those boys, you know, who are at home and literally came out the womb and just looked in the mirror and said, I'm so pretty.
Yep.
Would you think about touching them in the future with this brand and giving them maybe something, like you said, for them to feel handsome and be okay in society with being beautiful inside but also looking handsome on the outside?
You're good.
That's
a great question.
About this, I was just like, I have so many questions.
So I'm gonna make sure I don't make anybody mad, but as for me, I'm gonna talk about me first. So as a kid who grew up living in a household where I was afraid to be out of like the closet, like to be myself, right? That was some scary shit, right? So I had to hold that in for a very long time, which allowed me not to do majority of the shit that I do now. So my thing is, if you're a kid and you want to dress up like a woman and you want to be that aspect, that's fine. That's who you are. But if you're a boy who you're only subjected to CoverGirl, Revlon, and what's the other ones you got? MAC and what's the other ones you got?
Elf.
Stella or Stila. Yeah.
They're all the same.
It's basically telling these kids like, hey, here you go. Buy our product, no matter what age you are, right? Do your makeup. Hey, here's contour. Here's highlights. Like, why is a guy doing highlights? And don't get me wrong, like they're doing makeup tutorials and they're doing that because they're artists. But when are we ever going to see a video where there's a guy putting on makeup with which I'm working on, where it's just like, hey, this is me. hey, this is still me, right? Like there's no difference. So my thing to them is I want to be able to touch that point of saying, hey, like I know you love makeup, use these products, right? Use this concealer, use this highlight, use this foundation, right? Because it's for your skin. Don't use CoverGirl, don't use Revlon and all the other, there's so many products for women on the market, it's crazy. So just again, it's by one, starting the conversation, and two, showing them. Because if you don't show them, they're not gonna know, which that's what I'm trying to do. I'm doing that and making sure that more people are aware about it.
Now I feel like just with your explanation, it seems that your main focus is more skincare. I know we keep saying makeup, but I think that's the scary word for you guys.
Mm-hmm. Oh, you are.
It's the makeup thing.
That's it. That's it.
Yes, this is makeup, but it's not makeup. It's moisturizer. It's a little bit of tanning. It's a little bit of coverage.
She's good. But that's, it's funny. I actually talked to someone who said that's what scares men, and it's true. Like as a guy, when I heard something that said makeup, I'm like, what do I need to be made up? Like I don't. What does it do? Then I thought, like looking at women, y'all need to stop that too, trying to look like somebody else. I'm just saying, women who put on all this makeup.
Oh, the makeup sorcery.
Yeah. I thought that's what it was growing up, and I was like, I don't want to do that.
Yeah.
But as a man, you're right. This is more like just enhancing your features, more skincare. Makeup is just the word that's used because that's where we're at, right? So if I say, hey, like Alpha Male Cosmetics, which skincare line will be coming soon, so watch out. Basically, it's just like that. It's just like makeup, skincare, makeup kind of thing. But I can't divert from saying, hey, this is not makeup, because I can't do that, because it's skincare is limited to like acne cream and lotion and like body washer, and like, makeup is considered concealer and foundation and powder. So if I can break that and say, let's just say cosmetics in general, men are going to be open to that. Like, oh, what's this cosmetic? All right, this is a moisturizer. Cool, what's that? Right? So if I say, Alpha Male Cosmetics, and you used to be like, what's that?
Absolutely.
I'm like, a lotion for your face that just gives you a little tint.
I'll bet.
Right?
I might be more receptive.
Exactly. Oh, well, makeup. You're going to be like, nah.
I'm good on that.
He still was turned off.
No, exactly.
No, you're right. I mean, as men, it's like one of those words like, nah, I don't really want to.
Because
I'm expecting you to come out with a whole kit and brushes and
And you also don't feel the need.
it's the expectation of what you already know from society. Powerful.
What's next? What's next for you?
The pop-up shop, which probably is going to be next month, but we'll keep you posted. I have Fashion Week coming up in September.
Are you going to be in Fashion Week, or are you going to be sponsored?
I'm trying to be and sponsor. I'm in talks with a couple of big companies now. And the focus for the summer is just constantly doing like promotion and getting myself out there, spreading the word. But this summer I'm going to focus on doing the testimonials. So you and your wife might be a part of that. We'll try to get you a part of that.
We'll talk off.
Yeah,
don't give away the secrets.
We'll think about that. I'm gonna reshoot the commercial. I'm gonna get a whole bunch of new models. I'm going to change out the product color to make it more visible to the women who's shopping, but also the guy. I think black is sexy, but I feel like a royal blue or a silver might be a little bit more like open. So gonna work on that, and so far that's it. Just for the summer.
A lot of big things. Listen, y'all see my handsome get enhanced. Don't get mad, man. You know what I'm saying? Don't get mad. Man. We're gonna talk off there about that.
Don't get mad.
But no, Leanne, unless you have something else you wanna ask. I mean,
I do have one last
go ahead, let's go for it. Come on.
Definitely for your future. Now, you have your line, right? And it's hard to say that I couldn't see it, but I couldn't see it in a store like Elf. I couldn't see it in a store like Sephora because I can't see a man walking into that store, into that section of the store.
That's an amazing question, right
There you go. I was actually asked that 2 days
So
ago.
are we looking at your own store? Or are we looking at, times are changing with technology, website, make it,
So right now it's online. Everything is online. It gives the man a sense of comfort with not having to be in front of everyone else, right? But the conversation did happen, which someone asked me. She's good. She is good.
Absolutely.
So the thing about it is that my target audience, majority of the shoppers are going to be their wives or their girlfriends.
Right.
But when the conversation keeps happening, the guy is going to have comfort to go into the store. So I'm not looking into going into a major big store. The focus is actually opening up my own store because it's going to be dedicated to just the men, right? You could come in there and get your thing done, your face, and I might incorporate maybe a barber or come in there and do something where it's like, oh, you want a pair of shoes, like here's shoes. So I want to make it very alpha male, very strong, so that when the man comes in, he's coming in knowing that there's everything for him in that store, not just makeup.
You guys just want the one.
Just one store with everything. Why not? I think that'll be sick. So I'm working on that.
Brilliant.
Yeah, and I'm in talks with a couple of networks and stuff like that. Right. So the focus now is just continues to have a conversation, making them sales because they're going good. They're going good, and just evolving. In 5-10 years, I have my own store. Everyone know who I am and change the game.
Absolutely, you definitely changing the game. Let's drop the social media. Let people know the website. Let them know where they can find you.
So my social media is at Anttoni_Lopez. That's my personal, and then at Alpha Male Cosmetics is the makeup line. www.alphamalcosmetics.com. This is where you can go shop at the comfort of your own cell phone, home, in your work office, in the bathroom, wherever you want to be. That's where you can go get it.
Man, Tony, we really appreciate it. And we're going to bring you back for another one because we know the pop-up shop's coming up.
Yeah.
We know you got some new products in the works.
I do.
Testimonials.
Everything, right?
We're just trying to be
It's
down.
a lot. Yeah,
You're actually making history.
We're trying to be down. Yeah, absolutely. We feel you're making history. We feel what you're doing is groundbreaking because it's going to change the game.
One more thing.
Yes.
It's catered to the whitest, to the darkest of the darkest. So it's for every skin color on this planet, guys. So don't be afraid to actually go check it out.
Don't be afraid to
enhance your handsome. There we go. Hashtag.
There you go.
It will get you more women.
just off that, the numbers went up. Just off that, right there. Just off that. Somebody said, I was thinking about going out today.
I leave that real quick, right.
Tony, again, thank you. We really
thank you so much.
It.
It's been a pleasure.
Best of luck.
Thank you so much.
Absolutely. And we out.